let them talk if they want to. Talk don't bother me.
And welcome to Let Them Talk. I'm Paul DiRienzo, and my special guest is Fantuzzi. Welcome to the show. Joni couldn't be here this week, but she'll join us next. And so tell us, Fantuzzi, welcome to Let Them Talk, your first visit here. I've heard so much about you and heard your music. Tell us what you're about, why you're here in New York, what's happening.
Well, I'm here to play some music and to give honor to some legendary people. Mm-hmm. At the same time, I connect with family because I'm born and raised in this crazy Big Apple.
Okay.
And, you know, I'm kind of like a leaf in the wind, and this is where I landed for the moment.
Mm-hmm. Well, tell us a little bit, because I was looking at your on your website. There's quite a lot of things. You seem to live a busy life. You're traveling a lot. You're doing a lot of things. What is? Tell us about the popularity of your music. Where is it popular? Where are you playing? And a little bit of your history, how you got to this point.
I started going to concerts at the Fillmore East.
Okay.
That was in the East Village back in the 60s, and got inspired by Jimi Hendrix and lots of others of that time.
Sure.
And I ended up, you know, strumming a guitar on the streets first, and then getting lucky to hitchhike all over the country, and then hit 70 other countries. Since that, I've traveled.
70.
And this summer, I've only hit 100,000 miles. I'm being sarcastic. That's a lot of miles. So I do a lot of traveling, but it's about hitting the eye of the needle, the center of the tornado, where you're really in stillness. I don't feel busy. I don't buy the busy. I'm just having a good time, moving with the energy.
Do you play large? Do you play like arena-sized shows? Like, you seem like to play like some of the things you do are small parties, small events, and some of the things you do are humongous.
You're very clever. You noticed that because people try to put me in a box. Oh well, you're this big artist that plays only. You couldn't play my little festival. No, I play concerts at homes. If you like me to come and play, and I play, you know, Woodstock and Earth Summit and Earth Dance, and these are festivals, as you know, Woodstock, hundreds of thousands. Down at the Earth Summit, we had 30,000 people I was playing to. And so I get to play some huge audiences, but I also, and I love them more almost. They're just different, you know.
Right.
The intimate and the like big woo.
Woodstock, you were at the
first Woodstock.
You were at the first Woodstock?
I was at the first Woodstock, and I was used as the cover boy for both Life magazine and Newsweek.
Right, I saw you in Newsweek. That was actually a photograph of you on the cover of Newsweek at Woodstock.
Just me and a lovely babe, and I'm naked, and it was.
Right.
It caught the magic of that time, I must say.
And you fit right in because your picture was seen as an iconic photograph and is on the cover of Newsweek, which is pretty amazing.
It
maybe
is.
We can, in a minute later, maybe after we play some of your video, I can look it up and we can find it and show folks.
That sounds good. That sounds good. My popularity, I don't think I'm very popular except in my own mind. But I do pretty good these days in the West Coast, Hawaii, Thailand, Australia, sometimes in Bali I do quite well too.
Right now, you currently live in Hawaii?
I have a home I built in Hawaii. I can't say I live anywhere because I move around. I have some grown children in California, Berkeley, and you know, Brooklyn, Berkeley, that connection there. So I hang out with them in Berkeley quite often and call it California. I call my home base when people are like, I'm being flown to Jivamukti in London on the 1st of December.
What's that?
It's a yoga place that's doing a world music festival, and they're flying me in. Thailand is flying me in from there to Smile Festival. It's called,
Everybody's
you
supposed
know.
to smile?
Well, I think the people in Thailand, as the people in Hawaii, you know, they try to outdo each other with big smiles, as opposed to us New Yorkers being, hey, cool, you know,
We are. Okay, now, but I'll smile. Now, Fantuzzi, tell me a little bit about what's happening tomorrow. You have an event happening.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm putting on an event called the Activation and Sizzling Celebration to honor Ira Cohen, who is an amazing poet, photographer, filmmaker, and the legendary Judith Malina of the Living Theater. We have wonderful young poets like Alice Frank. I'm having a brother from Harlem, DJ Cloud, and then me and my band. It's a mixed bag of poetry and live music.
Okay, where's that going to be?
It's going to be at the Living Theater, which is 21 Clinton Street, New York City, 1002, just south of the East Village.
Right, well, it's on, if Avenue B turns into Clinton Street.
You know more than me.
And it's just south of Houston. So you just cross Houston and go east till you get to Clinton, about the same place Avenue B would be if you were on Avenue B.
He's great.
And make a right, and it's on the west side of the street, about half a block down, across from the synagogue.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good to me, you know.
You can't miss it. And it's beautiful, street level location entrance. And,
only $10 a donation, and starts at 8 and it goes till 11.
Okay, very good. That's important to know.
That's a good
point. You don't want to get
yeah.
there too late or too early.
That's true.
Right. So great. Oh, that's wonderful. And so you're going to play there?
I'm going to play with some really bad cats, like some New York, New York greats. I'm not saying any names, but the everywhere I go it's the same thing. Somehow I weave them in. I don't bring my band. I just, make some magic stew and call them up, so that we make magic together.
Sure. So, tell me about your musical. What
styles?
What style? Yeah, tell me about your style.
It's very eclectic, kind of like myself. Latin, reggae, Afro, funk, and it can get pretty cosmic. But I think we're just going to get pretty funky since we're in funkin' New York City.
Right. That has that kind of, they love the funky sound. That's for sure. Now, I was going to maybe play a minute or two from your DVD here. I'm going to try and give it folks a shot, and we can listen to it from a few minutes, okay? So here it is, coming up. And we will hit play.
Thank you. Ow.
Well, that was pretty amazing. Okay, Fantuzzi, let me bring us back on camera, and then we are now joining. Hi, I'm Paul DiRienzo again with Fantuzzi, my guest, a musician. We were just watching some of his stuff, and I just love that Newsweek cover that showed you at Woodstock, the original Woodstock. Now, you've played since then also at the Woodstock.
Every Woodstock.
That they've had since then, the 20th, the 25th, or whatever it is.
The 30th, which was a little tough, the 30th, by the way, because they hired a lot of, like, kind of aggressive bands.
Oh, really?
They tried to burn the place down. It was a a riot.
Music can be like that sometimes. It has that sort of rebellious side to some kinds of music.
Yeah.
Well, but you're I wouldn't consider your music is beautiful. It's rebellious in its own way.
I'm more about the positive side. You know, I really feel that a change has got to come, and I pray that it doesn't come violently. I'm more the Mahatma Gandhi style. For sure, we have to have a revolution. If it's a revolution, let's make it a non-violent one, you know, but a change has got to come.
Sure.
You know, there's a lot of craziness going on with all the powers that be who are greedy and making people suffer, and while they have more than they can handle, more than they can ever live in 100 of their 1,000 generations.
Right.
You know?
Well, let's while we're on this subject, you were talking earlier about yoga. You have an interest in yoga.
I started in '68 doing yoga with Satchitananda right here in this town.
Wow.
And I never stopped because yoga is a lifestyle. Now it's become a little bit of a fad or something. A lot of people think that yoga is the positions.
Right.
That's like one side, and you've really got to, you know, take it in every aspect of your life.
So you're a master of yoga. You really know it well.
People like to call me masters of this and that. I don't like that title too much. I don't even like teacher. But let's say I've got a lot of experience in that culture. I made it to India in 1971.
You've been to the Kumbh Mela.
I've been to 6 Kumbh Melas.
Explain what the Kumbh Mela is.
A Kumbh Mela is the biggest act of faith on the planet. We have tens of millions of people, and lots of them sadhus with dreads down to the ground, covered in ashes. And they're holy men, but they're pretty intense holy men, almost like bikers. They also have a very strong energy, but they're divine people. Anyway, I've had the pleasure of being at 6 of those, and most people can't even make it to one. And I would advise you to, unless you did a lot of homework
about
what it is and to expect. And then if you really feel it, go for it, because it's not for your average person.
It's a huge turnout.
It's very, very challenging when you have, like, you know, in a third world like India, that many people in one place. Many things happen.
Right. It's not like Woodstock.
Woodstock is a piece of candy. We're talking about 1/50th the size, and the country thought that we were in a disaster area, you know what I mean?
Nobody was more than a few hours walk from a good dinner, you know?
Exactly.
They really got upset because they just walked to Bethel, you know, it's just a few miles away.
That's a good point, Paul.
I know. So, you wanted to show us a yoga position?
You know, it's just, there's no place for it here. I'd love to, but another time. I'll come back for that, okay? We'll fill it in.
Tell us about the event that you're doing.
All right, cool. Well, you know, I want to let you know that one of the greatest events of our time is coming to New York City. I'm fortunate enough to have been friends with Ira Cohen and Judith Malina of the Living Theater, and both of these legendary icons are going to be doing their poetry, along with incredible young poets, DJs, and yours truly, Fantuzzi. Look up FantuzziMusic.com, and you can check out some hot.
Fantuzzi for
That's a good point. Fantuzzi. Yes, Fantuzzi. And FantuzziMusic.com. You can taste some of the music we got going. There's 2 CDs. One's called Tribal Revival. I suggest that one because we're going to be doing more of the upbeat stuff. The Divine Inspiration is one that you ought to order because it is nectar. It's just peaceful, sweet, soul, heart music.
Now tell us a little bit about your interest in the environment, because I was reading about your rainforest preserve in Hawaii. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the environment is, you know, an extension of our own self, and I feel we are being so unconscious, having too many babies, having corporations get away with all the pollution, us being so unconscious. Educate yourself, people. You know, try one day without taking one plastic bag, you know, or take a trip on an airplane and try not to have one plastic cup. I've tried it. It's almost impossible. And, you know, there's islands almost as big as New York, even bigger, just full garbage flowing all over the planet. You know that?
Sure.
And so I've got a beautiful rainforest, and you're welcome to come. I do a yearly event there. And my Facebook is where it might be easier to catch information like this. That's Fantuzzi Music. And
on Facebook.
On Facebook, and then you could just say you like it and you're in. Anyway, we do yoga there, we do music there. It's 10 minutes away from a living volcano.
Oh, wow.
10 minutes away from a dolphin beach where I swim once a week at least, and very fortunately sometimes with 60 dolphins.
Wow, that's amazing. It's Hawaii, right?
On the big island of Hawaii.
The big island.
Yeah, I go to Maui a lot to play music, but I live on the big eye whenever I'm living somewhere.
Right.
I'm building the place, so I go there and take time off the road and just get into nature and working and and putting trees to feed my children and my children's children.
That's beautiful.
This is a wonderful, wonderful
nice
thing.
investment there.
Yeah. I also want to let you know that I've been part of the Rainbow Gathering since the first one in 1972.
You were at the first one?
I was at the first one. I only missed a couple, maybe 3 or 4 at the most since then.
Wow, 1972. Where was that, the first one?
We were outside of Granby, Colorado.
Right.
And and then we have a World Rainbow Gathering in a different country every other year. So I've been to the one in Africa, Costa Rica, India, Australia, just to mention a few.
I've been to Costa Rica twice. It's beautiful.
Yeah. It's gorgeous there. That's what took me there. And we're having one in, the World Rainbow Gathering is in Argentina. And that's in March. And so I haven't been there yet either.
Oh, it's great. Buenos Aires, as cities go, is sort of cool. It's like New York in the 70s.
Really?
Yeah. If you
gotta
know what
check
I mean.
it out.
And the people there are very nice, and they put out a magazine there called Revista THC, which is a great magazine. By the way, if you're there.
I got to go check them out.
What did you think of the whole Proposition 19? Because you're basically California.
I am based out of California. You know, I mean, one of my buddies for the Rainbow Gathering spent 3 months in jail. And just for being in nature, you know, it was crazy. And I asked him, I called him up and I said, so what did you find out? You know, what was it that, how was your experience? He was only pissed off because people's lives were being ruined. And mostly, you know, for drugs or marijuana. So let's say your wife no longer has a husband, your children no longer have a father, just because you're smoking some herb. Come on,
it's
people, let's make a change. You know, it's pretty nuts. You know, and if you're doing the hard drugs, which I say stay away from, please. Even the light drugs like psychedelics, you want to treat them spiritually and take them not to just do something stupid, and hopefully with a shaman, someone who maybe knows more about you and about it and can guide you.
We've talked quite a lot about Ibogaine on this.
Cool, so you get the, of course, so you get the best out of the experience, but you know, stay away from those hard drugs totally, and if you're in them,
we're trying to get people away. We're helping, we're using Ibogaine, we've had many shows where we've helped people, we've tried to help people. We've even had a show where we showed people what to do if your friend is ODing, and you get these kits which have the needle of the atropine or whatever it is in it, and give it to your friend. You know, it's not like, you don't have to put it, it's not like in the movies where you stick it in their heart, you stick it in their arm, and you can save a friend's life, and you can go to any of the needle exchanges, and they will give you a packet. If you're a user, at least carry around that packet. All right.
Ganja, for instance, marijuana, used, sacredly, used with consciously. Minimalize it. Don't use it when you have to go to court or you have to, deal with certain things that,
compartmentalize your life, the parts of your life that are for fun and the parts of your life that are required,
Yeah, so Timothy Leary would say, intelligent people take drugs intelligently. And I'm a promoter of that. And, and right now I'm not doing anything. And I did 10 years.
Arizona passed it.
I did 10 years of not doing a thing. 69 from Woodstock, I wasn't even stoned, guys, to 79, not even one drink of anyone, not one toke. And I was in Amsterdam, in India, and all over. I was in Woodstock, and it's just important to take some time off of everything and check yourself out. You are the one that's running your show.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Fantuzzi. Well, I want to play another little segment.
Yeah, why not? Before it's all over.
Let's try and find a segment. Meanwhile, we can talk for a minute because I'm going to put up this picture, and you can tell what's going on in that picture.
Okay, at that picture over there, we're here. Fantuzzi, of course, is on the right, just in case you're wondering. And he's in a loincloth, and I flew in straight from Puerto Rico, just like I flew in from Puerto Rico yesterday, setting up a rainbow gathering down there for you all. I was doing some scouting. And anyway, I met this beautiful, gorgeous goddess, Joni Bryant, in Bloomington, Indiana. And then I saw her again, and oh my God, we had so much fun. Just yummy, yummy, you know what I mean? And there we were, right in front of the hog farm, the open stage, the free stage, where we were all getting down.
All right, where's this now? We're gonna go to in a second.
This is Maui, Hawaii, where Fantuzzi is having a beard, where we're raising money for a good cause. I'm all about raising money for good causes. There you have it. There you have it. Fantuzzi in action. You don't want to miss it. Okay. It's different every time, you know?
Right. That was amazing. So tell me about a little bit of what we saw there. You were playing originally, when we first started playing, you were playing in...
Maui.
When we were playing Maui. Okay, and then...
The Millennium Party, I think that was.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
For the 2000...
Yeah, that was straight out of coming from the pyramids. Yeah. I did a gig at the pyramids just before.
Egypt?
Right at the pyramids, I played Egypt,
cool.
yeah. And then I jumped on an airplane and did Maui.
Okay, great. And and then there was a clip of you at the Rainbow Gathering.
That's right. That was, I used to choreograph a lot of dancing. Mm-hmm. I started with a dance company called the Rainbow Gypsies and toured around the world from 71 till 70, whatever, mid-70s.
We have to have you on to talk about that whole thing. Joni, especially when she's here, we'll talk about dance and loves dance. And you, the guitar player who's playing with you.
That's right, very good. Willie Nelson's guitar player.
Wow, the guy with the long hair.
Yeah, yeah, Donnie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
all right,
yeah.
Excellent. Okay, we have about a minute to go, so why don't you tell us again what's happening tomorrow?
All right, well, tomorrow, Wednesday, November 17th, from 8 till 11, we have the legendary Ira Cohen and Judith Melina doing some outrageous poetry, along with Alice Frank and many others, DJ Cloud, and last but not least, yours truly, Fantuzzi and the Flexible Band. And remember, blessed are the flexible, for we shall never be bent out of shape.
Now, the Living Theater is at 21 Clinton Street, which is just south of Houston, around Avenue B area in the East Village. All right, great. Well, thanks for joining us, everybody. This has been a great show. And Fantuzzi, thanks for joining us.
Honor.
And it was a great time. It was an honor to you. And
thank you.
Thanks for a great time, and we love the show. And we're going to have you again on as soon as possible with Joni. We talk about all these other things like your dance and your choreography, which was wonderful. And we want to show some more video of your choreography.
All right, wonderful.
All right, great.
Fantuzzi, Fantuzzi, music on Facebook. See you on the inner space. Inner space.
All right, very